Ben Chance, I'm having a great day. How are you?
I'm doing really well. Thanks for having me this morning. Looking forward to our conversation.
Well, you're talking about a topic that my audience really can understand, online transaction safety tips. You know, we're getting ready to take our lives out there in the holiday spear, whatever that is, and we're going to be swiping and tapping. I need some help for my audience, Ben. Tell me about some fraud schemes that are out there that you've been seeing recently.
We see scammers, fraudsters, criminals really follow us, wherever we interact. And so as we interact more and more digitally, we see scammers following us into that digital ecosystem. So we see a rise in email related scams, phone, text message, social media, and of course, digital marketplaces if we're going to buy a good or something of that nature. So really, scammers know where we are and they follow us into that space in order to try and attack us, frankly.
I want my audience to know I'm speaking with Ben Chance. He serves as the Chief Fraud Risk Management Officer at Early Warning Services. Okay, Ben, is scamming all the time, or is it seasonal? Does it have a high point, a low point?
So I would say, for me, scams are always a low point. I would say scams happen over the course of the year, but during the summer months, we see certain types of scam pop up more frequently. And those are, again, following normal consumer behavior that happens over the summer. So we see a rise in ticket-related scams or festival and concert scams, of course, as we're going to see that massive summer venue that we've always wanted to go see. We also see a rise in things that are vacation-related, so vacation rental or even timeshare-related scams are on the rise in the summer months. But so are moving related and home improvement related scams. Again, we tend to do these types of things more often in the summer months. Scammers know that, so they tend to follow us into that space to try and trick us as we're trying to do, live our lives and our normal course of what we do over the summer months.
Scammers are only interested in what we're interested in.
They really are. They're designed. They really think about what do consumers want. They try and offer things that we want, and they try and prey on our emotions to get us to make that transaction or make that money movement. And again, that's how they monetize, and that's why they're in these spaces, and of course, offering these things that they offer.
You're responsible for managing fraud risk across your decision intelligence, Zelly. Tell me, what is Zelly doing to try and stop these scams, and is it working?
Yeah. So first, for Zelle, we are a messaging service between financial institutions that allows the seamless movement of money between those financial institutions. Nearly 2,100 banks, credit unions, and local community and financial institutions participate. And we invest in really two broad areas for your audience to be aware of. The first is on our technology side, where we're able to screen millions of payments every single day and determine whether or not we think those are risky for scam or fraud purposes. But equally important, we invest heavily in consumer education. So we partner with the National Council on Aging, Better Business Bureau, and other organizations where we've reached nearly 40 million consumers last year alone, to educate them around the warning signs of scams and help them protect themselves. And frankly, that's one of the reasons I'm here today, is to continue that education. And the combination of that technology and consumer education has allowed us to reduce the fraud and scam rate on Zelle nearly 50% year over year, while the network itself grew nearly 30% in the same period. So we're having an impact. We still need to invest in both of these dimensions, and we really need consumers to be on the lookout and stop scammers in their tracks.
Here's a consumer concern from the platform Instagram. They say they got a letter in the mail that their medical data had been compromised, but it's by a company they never heard of. What do they do when they get something like this?
So I think, the most important thing to do is not to react in the moment to that email or that text or that phone call, or in this case, the letter that you've just received. You need to think about, is this from a legitimate sender? Is it not from a legitimate sender? Have I ever interacted with this company? And does this look like it's for a legitimate purpose? So scammers get us when we're in this state of heightened emotion, where we click that email link on a renewal notification that was malicious, or we respond to that text or respond to that letter. So I think research it. And if you have a question about the contact or being contacted, don't contact in the channel that was provided. Look for an independent phone number or the number on your bank statement or your cable bill. Call that number and only that number. That way you make sure you're dealing with an authorized representative of the company and you're having a legitimate interaction, not a scammer interaction.
Poster, great advice. Take that advice. Okay, finally, Ben, what tips can you offer our audience on how to stay safe this summer? Because I'm sure they got their own scams this summer.
Of course, unfortunately, scammers are out there, and they don't give up during the summer. They don't take a summer vacation. So, you have to be vigilant as a consumer. I think important for your audience is to make sure if you're using Zelle, only use Zelle to pay people you know and trust. So, that's your family, your friends, maybe someone who just did work, a plumber who was just in your house. That's someone you physically know and can trust. But someone you've just met in a digital marketplace or on an online social media platform, that's someone you do not know and should not trust. So do not use Zelle in that scenario.
Equally important.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And so, it's a sort of classic. Like if you know the individual, that's a safe person to pay. If you don't know that individual, you should not be sending money to them over Zelle or frankly over any other payment mechanism as well.
Where did it go for more information?
Yeah, you can visit our website. That's zellepay.com/safety-education. That has information and tips on how to protect yourself as a consumer. And it also has information that if you think you've been the victim of a scam, how to contact your financial institution and the Federal Trade Commission to report that.
Ben Chance, you've been my most popular guest this morning because you're lined up on social media and on the phone lines, and I can't take those calls, but they can go to your recommended website and get more information. Thank you so much for keeping us safe. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Hi, I'm Valder Beebe, host of The Valder Beebe Show. We have over 1,000 videos on ValderBeebeShow.com and YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow. We upload new videos daily. Our site is a modern baby boomer platform with news and information important to boomers. Subscribe to YouTube.com/ValderBeebeShow and stay connected as I interview the world's most fascinating people.